The Loch, a 6-part drama set in the Loch area of Scotland. Near
Loch Ness.
Loch Ness, as it is called in America.
Loch is just a Scottish word for lake.
The opening shot is of someone sort of drifting in the loch of the title. It's basically a crime drama. It starts off as a bit of a sleepy town. There's some kids causing a bit of mischief, pretending that like Nessie is sort of washed up on the shore. Laura Fraser plays the main officer. Her boss is played by John Sessions. A music teacher is found fallen off a cliff, and foul play is afoot. So they bring in a SIO from Glasgow, played by Siobhan Finneran, not doing a Glasgow accent.
Glasgow's own.
By the end, they also find a human heart that is in the sort of bits of meat that the kids have used to pull this prank. So we've got 2 deaths, and we find out the heart has come from that body that we saw at the beginning of the episode, so it's all sort of come full circle. Luke, I'll start with you, even though we sort of knew what you thought of last, because you said...
know what I feel. I didn't get it. I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was really formulaic. I thought the characters were really annoying. I just didn't care. This has been sat on the shelf for a while. Australia have already aired it. It's already airing in the US. We always will endorse a good crime drama. We'll never not watch them. But this, I don't know who this was for. It was gentle. It was silly in places.
Yeah, I kind of with Luke on this one. If this has been on the shelf, then it's obviously filling a space rather than being anything particularly good. I did think that the idea of the fact, like a little bit like Trapped, you know, the idea that you've got an abattoir involved and you've got another body that they haven't quite found yet was intriguing. But the basic idea, and the idea that the lead detective, sorry, I have forgotten her name. You are going to have to remind me.
What, Siobhan Finneran or Laura Fraser?
Laura Fraser. Is this kind of like go-getting type? You know, she wants to be on the case, and it's her daughter.
She's basically been playing this role for a year now. Well, she was doing that in One of Us and in The Missing, and now this.
What it really felt like to me was a hodgepodge of really good ideas watered down with some bad production.
The one bit of this that I did like, that I don't think they made much of, and that
the curling.
Yes, the curling. I did write down, we're in Scotland, are we? Laura Fraser's play is there, and it's some curling going on. No, it was the stuff about the kids and growing up in Loch Ness and being surrounded by like this tourism industry. Yeah. And you had like the boy whose brother had the locked-in syndrome and stuff like that. It's just sort of like the malaise of the younger generation who were sick of living in this town, and it reminded me a bit of when we watched the Kettering incident, Luke. And the kids in that.
Yeah, I can see that.
That bit of the Loch, and I know it's just sort of a very, very subplot. There was a lot of clunkiness in this. I mean, I like the fact that the music teacher, I mean, the main suspect is this guy, like this single dad. His daughter was one of the students of this music teacher, and he got kicked out because he gave his daughter the 100 Music Hits CD. They're very whoever does the props on this needs to be fired, really.
It was just too gentle and too silly, and I thought all the performances from
John Sessions.
Finneran, yeah.
It is all a bit sort of cliched and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the whole thing was rather cliched, and there was nothing particularly new in it. The only new thing in it was the setting. Somebody put on Twitter that this was like the Scottish Broadchurch, and I'm like, no, stop that.
Maybe Broadchurch too.
Well, no, not even that. No,